What is up, guys? Welcome to Boomer Base. Today I'm here for another movie review. Now, it's not an after cinema review, but it is a new release that's just come out on Netflix recently, and that's the new DreamWorks film Orion and the Dark. So let's get into it and let's get cracking. But before we get to the real content, if you end up liking what you see and want to see more, please subscribe and hit the bell to be notified anytime I upload. So, we're here to talk about Orion and the Dark, the latest DreamWorks movie. Now, Pixar is definitely my favourite, and then it's a bit of a toss between whether DreamWorks or Disney comes next. I'd probably have to go with DreamWorks, seeing as I love How to Train Your Dragon and Kung Fu Panda. So probably would put them there. Now, I haven't seen anything DreamWorks related since, I think, Smallfoot, which came out in 2019. So I missed the whole Boss Baby 2. What else? There was the Kraken thing. There was the Puss in Boots film, which I heard was very good, and some other things as well. Other than the Puss in Boots, nothing really screams to me. Even some of the later things of DreamWorks haven't been that amazing. It seems they are catering more for a younger audience now. It's not even that I'm getting older and it doesn't appeal to me. It's just really focusing on the kiddie aspect, and which is fine. But now, Orion in the Dark, this certainly felt like A Christmas Carol mixed with Diary of a Wimpy Kid mixed with Inside Out. Now, from after watching this film, I did find out that it is a book. So I have no idea how much it follows the book or anything like that, but I'll give you a warning now. So a spoiler warning, I'm going to talk about the film. So if you don't want to know about the story, thank you for tuning in this far, and I'll maybe see you afterwards. So you've had the spoiler warning. So essentially this film is about Orion, a man that sort of, the film starts a bit like Diary of a Wimpy Kid. He's just doing a lot of monologuing, drawing, telling the stories about what he doesn't get on with. And he is afraid of sweet Jesus fucking everything. Everything scares that man. He is a hypochondriac to the absolute maximum. Everything for him is an absolute nightmare. And I'm honestly not sure how he's managed to make it to the age that he is, with how bad he is with, like, just being scared, really. And he essentially goes through life. There is a sort of like a school trip that he's planning on going to. Well, I say planning on going to. He's afraid to go to. A girl in his class that he likes asks if she can sit next to him. We stumble across nighttime where he sucks with the dark. And, he's trying to combat the dark. And then suddenly all the lights go out. Power cut, you name it. And boom. It's anarchy for him. He's having a panic attack. And then this lovely looking entity called Dark appears and tries to cheer him up. We get to meet a whole wagon of people. We get to meet the pink lady in the picture over there. So we've got Sleepy, the blue one on the far right. We've got Quiet, the little white one. We've got the pink one who's like the dreams. We've got the yellow one who's to do with like unexplained noises. And then the green one that's insomnia. And you also get to meet Light as well. These are just different entities and whatnot. And there's a bit of sort of like a battle between, not even really a battle, but like a rivalry between Dark and Light, obviously. And it's essentially Dark wanted to try have Orion overcome his fears and things. And then at some point in the film we get this flash forward where we find out that Orion as an adult is telling his daughter this story, which then brings it on to the very interesting part about this film, which was odd because Hypatia, his daughter, then goes into the sort of this dream thing that he has, and I won't lie to you, I'm a bit confused by it. I don't know if it's one of those sort of metaphorical things where it's just sort of showing that how sort of semi-good parenting and understanding and ways of engaging with your children with these fears. It shows like a generational thing about like how they do it to help their kids get over some of their fears. And like, I really enjoyed that aspect of it. At the end, it did get a bit sort of gobbledygoopy with suddenly there was some time travel, but it was all of how to do the story was being told. Essentially, when Orion was telling Hypatia, he didn't really have an ending for it, and Hypatia made up the ending, which ended up being the ending to our film, in which the ending for Hypatia was that Tycho suddenly appeared and rescued her using time travel, and Tycho is Hypatia's son, and so on and so on. And it was interesting. Visually, it looked really, really good. I was thoroughly happy with it. It had that sort of even animated Diary of a Wimpy Kid sort of vibe, and you can definitely see and feel that it's for a younger audience rather than like a 27-year-old man. But it still had some of the magic of DreamWorks. I definitely think that if it comes to a DreamWorks film, if it includes a non-fantasy element, I don't think I'm going to enjoy it as much, as I prefer the more fantasy-esque DreamWorks from my time with exploring DreamWorks. As even just remembering like things like Captain Underpants, I used to love that, but Lord, that was it's still a hard watch for a film. Like, it wasn't that amazing. I did really like Jacob Tremblay, I think that's how you pronounce his name, the guy that voiced Orion. You'll have seen him in an array of things. He was in that film Room as Jack. He's in Wonder as Oggy. He is Luca in Luca. And then I think that's about all that I know him from. I don't think I've seen him in... Oh, he voices Flounder in the new Little Mermaid. Damn, he's had a pretty cool career so far, in all honesty. He's just done... Oh, he was the kid in... One of the kids that he was Max in Good Boys. I've seen him in that as well. But, damn, he's had a pretty cool career, to be honest. So, that's very cool. Like, I enjoyed seeing him, so if you're a fan of him, he does really good with portraying Orion's fear in the film, especially for quite... I think he's on his, like, teens now, so he's a fair bit older than, I think, than what Orion was in the film. And essentially, the music was really nice. The colours. Now, the colours are where this film stands out. It was visually amazing with the colours. I loved the contrast between night and day. I liked that even as watching the film, you got to feel the niceness of dark. I'm someone that... I think I would prefer the nighttime and how nighttime feels. Like, I prefer nighttime walks over daytime walks. I prefer how all the lights look at nighttime. I feel much more melancholic and relaxed and just in my element at nighttime. And it was nice to sort of get that vibe on there. One of the main odd aspects was following these entities in the beginning. Now, seeing some of them and how they work, some of them are just genuinely not nice. Like Sleep, for how the film portrayed her getting some characters to sleep was just balmy. Like, she would smother people with pillows, whack them over the head, chloroform them, and it was a bit AWOL. But I'm not sure if that's how he was picturing what sort of thing would happen. Really, I don't really know, because it was hard to sort of ascertain and understand whether this was just kind of his dream or just the story he was just telling his daughter. I don't think anything of this happened to him. I don't think he met Dark at all. I think it was just a nice way to explain to his daughter how to not be afraid and to overcome your fears. In which, hey-ho, it feels pretty weird to be stumbled a bit about the story about a DreamWorks kids film, but it is what it is. Now, I certainly don't think it's anything amazing when it comes to DreamWorks. I think it's a solid 6, maybe like an early 7. I don't really think it's anything better than that. At least for me. If you enjoy it and it's something that's much, much higher than that, love that for you. If it's even worse than the 6, then it just maybe isn't for you, and that's absolutely fine. But no, the ending felt very sporadic, and I was very confused with the ending, but it is what it is. It's made me look at things up. It's made me see that there's a book about it, so I have no idea what that was, but, I like that we got to see a load of connections. Orion got to be with Sally, and then they had Hypatia from the school trip. He ended up working at the planetarium and things, which was really cool. And, he got to sit out with Sally at the end and look at the stars, so he actually got to look at, like, the real stars rather than a planetarium, which is just really nice. It was nice that Orion overcame his fear of talking to Sally, that he had a big thing for in the beginning of the film, and then ended up marrying her, having a kid. Anyone can be fearful of a lot of stuff, and I like that the movie ends with sort of a happy ending, and he could sleep peace. Like any of the generational kids of Hypatia, Tycho, and things, they could all sleep happy and feel less scared of the dark, and just not be plagued by insomnia, which I think maybe was the sort of big bad villain randomly that you don't really think, because he's the one that was plug things into your ears, help you not sleep, and when you're not sleeping, everything becomes worse, and it was just... It's odd. I think if I just start like talking more about it, I might unravel like what the film's about a bit more, but maybe that's where I start to lose the magic for it. Like, it was a very magical, fantastical film. Not fantasy, but it was fantastical. But it was still enjoyable. I do think you should give it a go. It might not be for everyone, which is totally fine, but give it a go. If you don't like it, absolutely fine. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching this movie review. All the best now, Toodle Pip.
Hey, thank you for watching the video. Click the button to keep watching, or click the other video for more videos, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.